Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another reaction to another trailer that just recently came out, and that is the official trailer to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the new one, 2017 one. Now, I was maybe first when they were making when I first from day one when I heard they're gonna make a new one, I was somewhat interested, and when I saw the first teaser that came out, I was like, okay. And now this new one that came out, it's like, okay, it's just, I don't have the interest anymore. Because, for me personally, I would just go and rather just watch the original TV series I have down there. I grew up with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as a kid. Watched it all the time when it was on when it was on like on Fox. The Fox cartoon shows for kids. I remember for the old commercials for those. Yeah, the old original the Fox kids TV shows. And of course, you see, you probably know some of those. I got action figures of the monsters from the original show. So yeah, I was a fan of the original show when I grew up with, and I did enjoy growing up. I enjoyed the 1995 the movie. I still like it to this day, even though people say, oh, it's very cheesy and all that. But you know what? I grew up with the film. It still felt like a Power Rangers film to me. It still was, with the same characters from the show. Well, the three ones from the season 2: Rocky, Aisha, and Adam. Yeah, I can still say like there were some good moments of practical stuff, like the skeleton dinosaur and Ivan. I thought he was a decent villain. I thought Paul Freeman did a decent job as Ivan. I remember saying that the other character, that pig one, I forget his name now. To me, he was kind of a point. I also say he was still a pointless character as he did absolutely nothing in the film. At least the Goldar and Lord Zed, still the same voices from the show. Rita, I'll get to Rita in this one in a second here, but even the CG, like when the Zords, even when Ivan is transformed, and even those other machine things, yeah, the CG is not the best. It's not that great though, but it's tolerable CG than the stuff we have today. But and overall, overall, like the score, by Graham Revell. It performed decently at the box office, but it has a little bit low ranks because it was aimed towards the kids, clearly. And it was a decent hit at the box office. I remember the commercials back in when we were advertising. So now with this film, as the new cast of new cast of these characters playing the Rangers. I have no idea who they are. To me, there's just more like me. It's take them or leave them. To me, I don't really care about these new guys. I don't know who they are. Ones like Darce Montgomery, R.J. Kyler, Becky G, Ludi Lynn, or Naomi Scott. To me, it's pretty much take them or leave them. And some things probably plays. I know this is the guy who directed Project Alchemic, but how they discovered the B Power Rangers originally kind of like symbols like from Chronicle, the found footage one, the superhero found footage film. How the way they have the powers plays out similar to this. And of course, when they jump in the pool, they're glowing away, and one says the kid who played Zach says, "Oh, I'm black," and the other guy who plays Billy, he's like, "No, you're not." He says, "Yes, I am." Of course, the other throwing a joke like that. And then they find the command center, which is a spaceship. It's not an actual structure on a mountain like the original show was. No, it's a spaceship underground. And to me, I think you get one of the highlights of the film for me. Zordon, played by Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and recently starred in that comedy film with James Franco called Why Him. I haven't seen it though, but that was the recent film he starred in. To me, he's like one of the best highlights of the film. Telling the Rangers what they're going to do. They're going to become Power Rangers, And I thought it was a decent like image and look of how Zordon is. Not like the original show where he's just in this tube thing with the floating head though, but this is like a holographic head of him. And it's kind of this thing where I mean, with you know, with those things, those spiky things that you put a handprint on, you stick it like six something like your hand, and it leaves a handprint on those metal pins things. I don't know what you call those though, but it's kind of like that though, except the face is moving like that. I thought it was like a decent image of how this new Zordon is, and I think Bryan Cranston will do a pretty decent job as Zordon. And plus, recently, over a few months ago, I didn't like halfway through 2016, where I didn't totally realize it. Bryan Cranston voiced a couple of voices of villains in the original show. Like he voiced, like the first appearances when Snizzard came out and like the episode Foul Play in the Sky, that was Bryan Cranston voicing, or the episode where there was like evil twins of Power Rangers called and the monster was called the Twin Man. He voiced that as well. I was like, oh really? Bryan Cranston voiced two of those monsters originally, especially the Snizzard. Really, I didn't know that. I guess he was involved with Power Rangers years before this. Years before this came out. I guess that's why they chose him. I don't know. So yeah, and then you get an image of Alpha 5, which I'm sorry, Alpha 5 is horrible looking. I did not like this new design for Alpha, because Alpha, he's a robot. This Alpha, who was voiced by Bill Hader, comedic actor Bill Hader. Now it doesn't look like a robot at all. He's like an alien some kind. I guess he has like mutating powers. I guess. I hate this new design of Alpha. It doesn't look nothing like how it was in the show or in the movie. In the movie, it was a different design, but still like pretty much the same Alpha and the same voice as well. I think it's a horrible design of Alpha. And he'll say I horribly. I mean, I haven't seen all the films that Bill Hader starred in, but I'm not saying he'll do a bad job though. But just the image and design of this new Alpha is, I would say, it's just horrible looking, and the CG looks like not as compared as the CG as was to how Zordon looked. And one thing was my biggest concern. It was the design of the suits. When I first saw the designs with the pictures they sent out, I was really skeptical on how these suits look, and how the way at the end of the first teaser, how we saw the Red Ranger being transformed, he's morphin. I just rather it's the show when it says Morphin Time, it shows them holding Morphin or saying the Zord names, plain and simple. This one is like, okay, so every time they got the Morphin, they have to do with this whole thing, and okay, overall, the suits I didn't care for. To me, it looks like a straight resemblance to like Iron Man or something like that. But and they showed holographic images, which you also see there are other real ones of putties, which they look like crap. They kind of resemble like the Rockstar from the episode of the original Power Rangers show episode, the Rockstar. It kind of looked like that, how it got destroyed by that mirror thing, when that kid was using. That's what these look like. Only they look much horrible looking. The CG is horrible looking. At least the Rockstar in that show was a real suit. That's how I liked about it, because you use most of these real suits in all these original shows. And you get Rita, played by Elizabeth Banks, which now is, I guess, different Rita, because apparently she's like she's a former Green Ranger, who's now kind of like how when they try to get a play on how in the show when Tommy was introduced, they made him make him be a bad Green Ranger. I guess they're trying to do the same thing there, but Rita originally being a Green Ranger, that's just not good. It's just Rita was an evil sorcerer, and it shows like that she has a staff like how it was from the show, but it has the little Green Ranger crystal in the middle right there. And I guess I don't know, her whole thing is to somehow summon Lord Zed, who I guess if they make a sequel, they're gonna bring in Lord Zed. But Elizabeth Banks, I don't know. It's hard to say about Elizabeth Banks because I haven't seen that too many. Well, she appeared in the Hunger Games, which I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise, though. Well, she was in Zack and Mary Make a Porno, which the Kevin Smith film, which I did not care for overall. I know she's been in other films though, but this is how this new Rita looked. This Rita's a former Green Ranger. It's just how it was, what she was in the original show, a sorceress or a witch, whatever. Oh, you're wondering, that scared me here. Yeah, I even noticed the frame is coming down here. That's why I had to quickly switch the lamp before I timed it up, because the frame was there. Give me 1 second, I'm going to take this down really quick. I was hoping to get this video done before it starts leaning. So, yeah, that scared me. I was expecting it to do it at some point, though, but you didn't know what's going to happen, so I'll have to fix that, though. Get, like, a new thing to hold it up. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's why my thoughts on this trailer makes me want to crap my pants, I guess, from this. Now, probably forbid me not to watch this. But. And then it shows them doing again their Zords, which I designed them look pretty much overall shitty, basically. CG heavy, of course, because everything nowadays is CG. But I expect that now because that's what everything does now. They don't do anything practical anymore. And there's their separate Zords, and then and of course you get a CG. Well, I have to stop saying because I know it's CG though, but they're gonna be fighting against Goldar, which is basically a gold wing statue, which doesn't look anything like Goldar at all from how it was in the original show. Doesn't look nothing like him. And they say, "Oh, I never seen that much gold." Yeah, because it's Goldar. He's made completely out of gold. Get it? Goldar. So yeah, the putties look like crap. Horrible design too, and now Goldar is a horrible design as well. And then they finally get the Zords together. Oh, forgot to say, when they want to morph, and then when Jason says it's morphin' time, when he says that, no impact. Just to me, it sounded emotionless. It's like it's morphin' time. At least in the original show, the guy, I forget the guy's name who played Jason. At least he said it with some energy. You know, it's morphin' time. Like that. At least he gave it a little bit some energy. At least all the other ones, when they're on their own, when they say it's morphin' time, they gave a little bit of energy towards them. This guy here, played by Darce Montgomery, says it's morphin' time. Just like no impact, no energy about it. Because that's one of the symbolizers of the show. It's morphin' time. You know, the taglines of the show and merchandise, whatever. I felt nothing from that when he says that. At least in the show, they say with a little bit of energy to them. Here, nothing. And when I was getting back to when the Zords, they become the Megazord. Completely, of course, it looks like a complete Transformers ripoff. Looks nothing how it was how the dinosaur looked like in the show. Of course, like I said, everything is CG, but how it compares to the show, everything was there, all suits and stuff. Yeah, the fights, the Zord fights against the monsters, people say it's cheesy though, but hey, at least they gave me some bit of fun, you know, some good old poo, and, you know, when the monsters using their powers, they gave me an actual sparks flying out. I will give credit to some of the new shows, at least that they're still using, when the Zords or monsters, they're still using suits and actual sparks when the Zords get hit, or the monsters when they get hit, you see sparks coming out of them. That's what I will say. I'll give credit to these new shows. At least they're still trying to go that route though, but I still don't care for the new shows anyway. Why I stopped caring for the shows after season 3 when when Goldar and Rito blew up the command center, and then we entered Zeo. And I also overall never cared for the 97 film Turbo Power Rangers the movie, even though with the returning of the virtual actors of Kimberly and Jason. Overall, never did care for that film though, even though they were in it though, but still. But yeah. And yeah, even though when they have the power coins, they have superhuman strength, they can run fast, they can jump high. It's fine. In the show, like I said, they're just normal teens. They just had none of that powers outside being as Rangers. They're just normal everyday kids just doing about, you know, whatever. And overall, and what all these characters are putting in, and to my surprise, and never once in the trailer I never saw what, because they're in high school, and even when they saw in the first teaser, they're in high school, and I never saw once they're being bullied and stuff like that, but I never saw like ones that are like Bulk and Skull. You know, they never added the characters of Bulk and Skull in there, which surprised me. Because I forgot the guys who played Bullet Skull in the show. I thought they were funny. Yeah, they were like the cliched bullies, but I thought they were pretty funny. So yeah, I was surprised they never added those characters in this film. Never saw them in the trailers, so I think they won't be in the movie. And of course, earlier there were talks about they were gonna, even before the film, they were gonna start making the film. There were talks like how the original Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, was like have a cameo in this. To me, like even besides Bryan Cranston's appearance in the film, to me that would been made the film worth it for me to see for Jason David Frank's cameo in the film. At least have an original Ranger in there. But I don't think we're not gonna get that either. But yeah, this new Power Rangers film. As when I first heard when they were from day one when they were gonna do a new one, I was like, all right. And then I saw the first teaser, I was like, okay. And then this new trailer, now my interest is now all the way down here now. And plus, it comes out the week after when Beauty and the Beast comes out, so and that film is gonna be a much bigger hit than this one. And I said when I did my list of the box office bombs of this year, I predicted this one as well because it's in direct line of Beauty and the Beast. So and that's gonna make a lot of money. This is considered one of the most highest grossing films of this year, Beauty and the Beast. So have to wait and see about that. So yeah. So yeah, I guess the best thing for me out of this whole film is Bryan Cranston as Zordon, because I like him as an actor. But like I said, the characters playing the new Rangers, they're in and out, take them or leave them. The suits I was skeptical and overall did not care for, especially the Zords. They didn't care for these design looking. Alpha, I hate because that's a horrible design. Even the design of Zordon I thought was better than the design of Alpha. At least Zordon, they had a face in there. It's not like he's like in a human form. That would have messed up as well. But at least they still have the face, but on a different hologram than all one in the show. He's still a head, a face. But yeah, the command center is an underground spaceship, not a structure outside on the surface. Elizabeth Banks is Rita, who's now not like it was in the show, but it was a former Green Ranger. That's that idea I don't care for either. The putties and design of the putties and Goldar look like shit basically. Horrible CG, as is the Zords and the Megazord, Transformers knockoff. I'll stick watching the original show, get some good fun because I grew up with the original show. I'll even watch the 1995 film still over this. At least it was still some good practical stuff, and I was leaving the CG is tolerable like of the Zords, and Ivan Ooze in the robot form, whatever. I will still say it's this. Yeah, it was like a low budgeted film, like $15 million though. It still looks better than the ones in here. It looks like that looks like a Zord. This one, I don't know what they look. I don't know what they look like. So yeah. But yeah, this is my. I'm going almost 20 minutes in. I didn't want to take this long, but I guess it's something because I was a fan of the original show growing up, and this new film, my interest is now. If I ever did saw it, and if it's like I think it is, it'll definitely be on my worst films of this year. But I'll say if I think of what it is, if I go into watching it, I know I'm going into hating it already though, but still, I'm giving it a fair shake though. But or I'll just wait till DVD. So, but yeah. This is definitely a rant one. Like Transformers Last Night, it was like a rant. It was like somewhat of a rant though because it was like, okay, it's another Transformers film, whatever. They're gonna keep making more, so that's that kind of thing. But here, I was kind of interested in this one, and I was overall did not care for this film more than Transformers Last Night because I saw Power Rangers before, or long before the films came out. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. But the film opens on March 24th, the weekend after Beauty and the Beast. I'll just see what happens when Beauty and the Beast will do anything to knock it off. But still, yeah, I'd rather go see Beauty and the Beast than this. But yeah, this is my ranting thoughts on the new trailer for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Thanks for watching. But if anyone wants to see the film, go ahead. I'm sure there are fans that are looking forward to seeing it, but at the same time, I'm sure there are fans of the original show that don't look forward to seeing it, like myself, though. Like I said, it's all opinion, though, but still. But thanks for watching, and hopefully now I got to take time to fix the hanger, whatever. I guess that was a warning sign for me not to go see this film when it was suddenly. Yeah, I guess that was like a warning sign. I guess the power of Zordon was telling me not to see the film. So yeah, I'm just having a little fun with that because I expected it was gonna lean over again, but I just didn't know because while I was doing this though. I was hoping it wasn't, but still. Or probably people think this is the highlight of the video, but still. Alright, well that's it. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing it. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to the next movie review. Later.